Just ahead on CTV News. The county's Economic Development Corporation hosts a resource summit for business owners. Plus, a new set of tariffs for cars could hurt the Port of Baltimore. And a well-known grocery store opened new doors in Bowie. Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening, this is CTV News for March 28th. I'm Mariah Jalad. Thanks for joining us. Well, local businesses came together today for an event hosted by the Prince George's Economic Development Corporation. The event was held in College Park and called Procurement 360, Navigating New Opportunities. Organizers say the Trump administration's effort to shrink the government has resulted in many local businesses losing federal contracts. Kim Andrews with the EDC says the organization wanted to connect impacted businesses with new procurement opportunities from the state, county, and private sector.
What the attendees are learning from Procurement 360 is they are actually able to connect with procurement officials from every agency, and those procurement officials are actually bringing the opportunities with them. So the procurement officials will actually have opportunities available. They'll talk about the industry that they have them available in. They'll talk about how to connect with their company or their agency so that you can get procurement opportunities right away.
Organizers say more than 200 people attended the event. And parking has become a growing concern in Prince George's County, and District 3 Council member Eric Olson is hoping 2 of his proposed bills will do something about it. Olson hopes to prevent people from using cones to block off spaces and to prohibit trailers from parking on residential streets during overnight hours. All of this with the goal that residents and guests will no longer have to park blocks away from their homes. And 2 East Asian countries are Maryland's closest international trade partners, and Governor Wes Moore plans to expand that partnership. Moore will lead an international trade and investment mission to Japan and South Korea next month, exploring quantum technology, life sciences, and aerospace. $8 billion in commercial transactions are conducted between Japan, South Korea, and Maryland every year. And this mission is intended to keep Maryland on track as a growing global leader in those sectors. And the Trump administration's latest tariff runs over the Port of Baltimore's biggest import. President Trump announced that the country would enact 25% tariffs on all foreign-made cars. The Port of Baltimore has been the top importers of automobiles in the U.S. for more than a decade. 85% of the cars the port moved last year were imports. Experts say the tariffs could destroy supply chains affecting foreign and domestic cars. Today, Maryland Senate President Bill Ferguson says this could have devastating effects on the state economy.
It is going to make cars in Maryland more expensive. I'm not sure anybody in the country voted to say, I would like to make cars more expensive. We have to recognize, I've actually heard anecdotal stories of this massive rush of roll-on, roll-off cargo to the Port of Baltimore because everyone is expecting in the fall to there be just a complete cease of inventory. And what that means is kind of at the worst possible time, we're going to see a drop in economic activity.
And President Trump says the auto tariffs will go into effect next Wednesday, April 2nd. And meantime, in Washington, Maryland Congressman Glenn Ivey is reintroducing the Raise the Age Act, which would increase the age to purchase a semi-automatic rifle from 18 to 21. Ivey first introduced the bill in 2023, his first after being elected to the House of Representatives. The bill would bring the minimum age to buy a semi-automatic rifle in line with the federal requirement for buying a handgun. Dozens of lives have been lost in mass shootings committed with rifles by gunmen under the age of 21. Research shows 18 to 20-year-olds commit gun homicides at triple the rate of adults. And body camera footage has been released from one of the 3 failed traffic stop incidents turned deadly in the county. Now on your screen is video from Hyattsville Police Officer Carlos Flores, when he attempted to pull over a Lincoln sedan in the 3300 block of East-West Highway in February. The driver initially stopped, but then pulled off, eventually striking a pedestrian who was pronounced dead on the scene. The driver of the Lincoln sedan has still not been identified. And an Upper Marlboro physician is found guilty of illegally distributing prescription narcotics in exchange for cash. A jury found 65-year-old Ndubuisi Okafor guilty on 22 counts of unlawful distribution of controlled substances. Court documents reveal that Okafor did this between May of 2021 and April 2023 as the sole practitioner and owner of his internal medicine clinic in Northwest D.C. His sentencing hearing will take place on June 20th. And President Trump signs an executive order that will work toward cleaning up the nation's capital and making it a safe place. The president's order will create the D.C. Safe and Beautiful Task Force. The task force will address crime in public places, push for more ICE enforcement in D.C., and help D.C.'s Forensic Crime Laboratory get accreditation. The group will also work to beautify D.C., which includes federal buildings, monuments, parks, and roads. And the National Park Service will remove homeless encampments and graffiti on federal lands. And a culture war clash is now heading straight to the Smithsonian. President Trump Thursday signed a sweeping executive order aimed at scrubbing what he calls, quote, improper ideology from the nation's top museum network. He's putting Vice President J.D. Vance in charge of the effort with a directive to cut funding for programs that promote what Trump labels divisive narratives. The move targets museums like the National Museum of African American History and Culture, the future Women's History Museum, and hints at restoring Confederate statues nationwide. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Mariah Jalad. Still to come, a local camp is returning this summer. After the break, learn about how it's inspiring young girls to save lives. Back in a moment.
We are the nation's largest integrated healthcare system, providing life-changing care to over 9 million veterans.
Our hands are busy, competent, skilled, healing, helping, and friendly. A place where diverse teams come together hand in hand to provide full patient-centered care. Working in state-of-the-art facilities with influential leaders in healthcare, all with a single goal in mind: to help veterans heal, recover, and get their lives back. In a place where everyone plays a part and where your efforts are truly appreciated. A place so innovative and forward-thinking that we're rebuilding hands, and where even robots lend a hand.
Join hands with us. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Our connections make powerful things happen, uniting individuals and communities. We are Rotary. We are people of action. With over 1 million members, we know what people can do when they come together. Around the world, generations of leaders build new friendships and solve problems, turning great ideas into reality. Take action with us. Find out more at rotary.org/action.
Hi, I'm the Big C. Hey, look at this beautiful couple. I knew as soon as I said that, I was like, don't say it, don't assume. Did you know more than 2 people die from skin cancer every hour?
Oh, man.
It's a bummer, but the good news is skin cancer is a cancer you can see, so you can go get checked. You can check each other regularly, make it romantic. Turns out I'm a matchmaking mirror. You're welcome. Love might be in the air.
Welcome back. A popular grocery store chain opens up another store in the county. Giant Food held its grand opening at the 800 block of Fairmont Drive in Bowie today in the South Lake Marketplace. The store will feature a full-service meat and seafood section, more gourmet cheese options, freshly made sushi, as well as a Starbucks. And this Giant will also include Lido's Pizza inside the store. Councilmember Ingrid Harrison and Acting County Executive Tara Jackson were on hand for the grand opening.
South Lake Marketplace Giant location will not only give residents a nearby grocery store, but will provide thousands of families in this area an upscale grocery shopping experience here in Bowie.
Since 1950, we have been proud to be your neighbor in Prince George's County with 16 stores across the county. And now with this amazing new store here in South Lake. We view each of our stores as their own community with a unique set of people, places, and backgrounds.
Giant Food also gave a $5,000 check to Liberty Sports Park and Green Branch Foundation. With a week left for the Maryland legislature to finalize their 2026 fiscal year budget, Governor Wes Moore says his new tax plan gives a needed break for the middle class. The plan gives a slight cut to middle-class taxpayers, while those earning $500,000 a year or more in Maryland would see an increase in taxes. But Republicans say the tax cut is not significant and will be outweighed by increases in other places. Under the current proposal, the average tax cut Marylanders will see is between $50 and $60. And as spring takes hold, the Maryland Department of Agriculture is reminding lawn owners to keep up with their lawn care. They want to remind homeowners and lawn care professionals to follow Maryland's lawn fertilizer law, which limits the amount of nutrients that can be applied to lawns or turfs. The goal is to help protect local streams, rivers, and the Chesapeake Bay from nutrient runoff. For lawn care tips or to find certified lawn care professionals, visit the website on your screen. Want to search up a deed in Maryland? Get ready to pay for it. Starting in May, the state archives will charge 20 cents per page to access online land records, a first in state history. Critics call it a cash grab with zero public input. The archives say the fee could bring in $1 million a month, money needed to help close the $3 billion budget gap. But backlash is growing, with groups like the Maryland-Delaware D.C. Press Association mobilizing to fight it. Well, if you have a daughter or niece who wants to save lives and serve her community, this summer camp is the perfect fit. Camp Embers takes place this June and will be held by Joint Fire Chief Tiffany Green and the County Fire Department. Girls age 14 to 18 will get hands-on activities and be introduced to emergency fire and medical services. Fire technician and paramedic Jordan Oglesby says not many women are in emergency services, and if they did it, other girls can too.
I think the importance of this camp is letting women know, and young girls specifically, that we can do hard things, that we uplift them, that we empower them, and that we give them a strong sense of community and sisterhood. Our goal is to create a long-term recruitment pool. We would love to get more women into the fire service to advise them that this is a career opportunity that they're very much able to do and be successful in.
If you're interested, apply at joinpgfd.com. Sign-up ends April 18th, but spots fill up quickly. And the University of Maryland wants to help people laid off from the federal government. The school just launched a new resource hub for those affected by the Trump administration's massive layoff plan. The Pathways Forward platform offers resume help, interview tips, and tuition discounts for graduate programs. University President Daryl Pine says it's part of a mission to serve the public good. Maryland is expected to lose more than 28,000 federal jobs, and this tool is open to anyone looking to reset their career. Thinking about a new career in the legal field? Well, you're not alone. Applications to law schools in the D.C. area and across the country have soared, increasing by more than 20% compared to last year. Howard University School of Law saw an increase in applications by nearly 40%. So why the sudden interest in getting in the courtroom? Experts say with the turbulent political climate and many battles playing out in court, some want to fight for their beliefs. Another reason is uncertain economic times, with law school as a way to weather the storm. And the law school admissions test has done away with its logic game section, which was a major barrier for some applicants. And still to come on CTV News.
Spring is here, which means more events around town. Don't go anywhere. What's the Move is up next.
We hear the stories of people forced to abandon their home. The stories of people whose dreams have been swept away, or their lives left hanging by a thread. Or whose worlds have been blasted apart. Although the stories repeat themselves, each person's experience is unique as they are. And whether it's care or community that people need, we're here to help them live a new chapter, to embrace what makes them unique, be a lifeline to the most vulnerable.
Out! Out! Everybody out! Come on!
Good job. Under 2 minutes.
Keep your loved ones safe from home fires. Practice a 2-minute drill until it's part of your routine. And test your smoke alarms monthly.
In America, millions of families are facing hunger. After rent and power, I can get groceries. It's sad to say food comes last. Anna from Texas. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Maryland added thousands of jobs last month, but warning signs are flashing. The state gained 3,400 jobs in February, driven by a boost in private sector hiring. But the public sector took a hit, losing 1,200 jobs, including 700 federal positions. And that number doesn't include the major federal layoffs that started mid-February. Overall, Maryland's job growth outpaced the national average over the last 2 years, and the state's unemployment rate is holding at a low 3%. But with uncertainty in Washington, economic momentum may be at risk. And with that in mind, home sales and contracts are still rising in the county. Unlike other counties where home sales were affected by the winter slowdown, the county's market has been growing since 2024. February was the slowest month, but half of all listed homes were under contract within a few weeks. There is still a tight supply, creating a competitive market, with most homes being sold at the original listing price. But the county is getting traction. A house here stays on the market for 38 days on average, compared to 66 days nationally. And a discount retail chain is set to replace the Joann Fabric and Craft Store at Brandywine Crossing. Burlington Coat Factory signed a lease to take over the 250,000 square foot space immediately after Joann filed for bankruptcy in February and announced it would close all of its stores nationwide. There are currently 19 Burlington stores in Maryland, and the Brandywine Burlington store will open sometime in 2026. And calling all high rollers, MGM National Harbor is expanding its high limit section with larger areas for more slots and table games. The casino filed for permits in February that would let them relocate and reconstruct some of their current restaurants to make room for the new space. MGM made an announcement earlier this month that in the first half of March, players won over $1.4 million in jackpots. That includes more than $600,000 on a royal flush in Ultimate Texas Hold'em. But even with those big wins, the casino's revenue has been relatively stagnant recently, so the expansion could bring in some more cash. And if you're ready to take a gamble on how fun your weekend will be, Brittany Aaliyah is back with another What's the Move?
Happy Friday. So there's a lot happening around the DMV this weekend. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. You name it, it's happening. So let's just get right into it so I can fill you in. Starting with tonight. Cat Williams will be at the CFG Bank Arena while he's on his Heaven on Earth tour. But guess who else is here? Kevin Hart. That's right. He'll be at the Lyric Baltimore tonight and tomorrow night. Now, if you're debating about who to go see for the best laughs, there really shouldn't be a debate. Go see both. Cat tonight, Kevin tomorrow night. Problem solved. You see what I did there? You saw it. But maybe you're in a mood for a good concert. I say maybe some high energy, electrifying music. Well, global superstar J Balvin is set to ignite Capital One Arena tonight. Doors open at 7 p.m., so make sure you snag some last-minute tickets because it's not too late. And good news, the cherry blossoms are expected to peak this weekend, and there are so many events, surrounding them tomorrow in the city. We have the 27th Annual National Cherry Blossom Freedom Walk starting at 9 a.m. There's the Cherry Blossom Kite Festival down on the National Mall where hundreds of kites will fill the sky. And then you have the Bloomaroo at the wharf with live music, cherry blossom themed food and drinks, and a spectacular pink fireworks display ending the night. Oh, and if you are in the city, let me just remind you that it's also DC Cocktail Festival tomorrow at Dock 5 at Union Market. But that's not it, because I told you, there's a lot going on. But there's something for everyone. For the kids, Sesame Street Live will be at the Warner Theater tomorrow at 2 p.m. And for the ballet enthusiasts, the New York City Ballet will be at the Kennedy Center with shows running until Sunday. Also, baseball is back, baby. It's the Nats opening weekend at the ballpark, and they're taking on the Phillies. And lastly, the Spring Water Lantern Festival is down at the National Harbor this weekend as well. So I know that was a lot, guys. That was quite a bit. But really, there's no excuse to get out there and enjoy your weekend. Have fun, have a great one, and catch me next week for some more fun-filled events on What's the Move?
Looks like a great lineup of stuff. Now don't move, Simon Buggs is here with a peek of what's coming up in sports.
What's going on, CTV Sports family? I'm here in College Park where the University of Maryland held their annual Pro Day. And I'll have more on what head coach Mike Lochte and some of the players who participated in today's event had to say. Be right back. You're going to want to see this.
The power of the knock is food. Your stew's delicious. I'm 88 years old, and I was with the Ice Capades when I was young. Now, being as old as I am, I lose balance. I don't like ending up this way, but what am I going to do? I got Meals on Wheels for the 5 years that I've been here. It's nice to know they come, and if you feel like talking, you can talk to them. I could talk for forever. They're totally a blessing.
What's going on, everybody? It's time for your Friday Sports Page. Now, football fans, you're going to love this first story. Jones Hill House was packed earlier today as the UMD football team hosted their annual Pro Day. Over 60 NFL scouts came to College Park to watch these Terp athletes show off their skills.
Any chance I have to see guys reach the pinnacle of what their goals are, you know, a lot of these guys, I sat in their living rooms and I sold a vision of what I thought Maryland football could and would do for them, and I think today is a culmination of that vision and seeing it really come to life.
This day has been a long time coming for so many of these players, the chance to show that they belong in the NFL. And I caught up with some of the players and they told me what their experience was like being a part of such an exciting day.
It was awesome, me being able to do punt return and stuff like that, because I did that later on this season. Just me showing my routes and my speed, but it was awesome having my guys out here like Talia, Amon McCullen, Deitch out here. I just love being with it's like family, so I love being with my guys and stuff like that. I was happy we were able to put on the show.
Man, it's been a blessing, man. You know, you dream of things like this. You dream of going to the combine. You dream of competing with your brothers at the local and pro day. You know, you got to take the good and the bad with this experience, do it all. You know, this is a long 4 or 5 months and a long 4 years in this process to get film, to get training, to go through ups and downs. So you just got to cover this time with grace.
But I say for me, it's been a roller coaster because like you kind of got to get out your own head, and like once you get out of your own head, then your body starts to kind of follow that. So it's just like, for me, I probably felt like this is the smoothest and like fastest I've been, in a long time, and gave me a lot of confidence today, and it gave me a lot of confidence like going forward, and pretty good.
From the O-line to the DBs, every single one of these players can bring something to the table for an NFL squad. And they told CTV Sports what type of player a team is getting if they draft them.
I'm going to come in shape, one. I'm going to learn the playbook as quickly as I can. I'm going to make a big impact on special teams. I'm going to earn the trust of the guys and the coaches. I'm dependable, and I'm going to show that. So that's why y'all should draft me.
What I bring most to a team is, my size. I know how to use it, but also I can, run routes and play like I'm 5'10".
Again, a very physical D-lineman who loves to play D-line, who takes pride in playing D-line, very physical at the point of attack, and I'm here for the team, I'm here to win.
And sticking with Turf Sports News, the men's basketball team season came to a close last night as they fell to Florida in the Sweet 16, 87-71. Better luck next year, fellas. And the women's basketball team will have a chance to move on to the next round as they will match up against Dawn Staley and her South Carolina Lady Gamecocks. Tip-off is at 5 o'clock. And be sure to go out and support your local high schools tonight, guys. There will be tons of baseball action. Sula will match up against Duval, Ferry Douglas will take the diamond against Central, and finally, Northwestern will be on the road taking on High Point. All games began at 4:30. And that wraps up your Friday sports page. From Jones Hill House, Simon Buggs, CTV Sports, back to you at the desk, Mariah.
Thanks, Simon. Now let's wrap it up with our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight we'll have some scattered showers, mainly before 9. Tomorrow is going to be the perfect day to check out the cherry blossoms. It's going to be partly sunny with a high of 82, but Sunday, not so much. We'll have a high of 78, but showers are expected around 2 p.m. Monday, it's going to be 77 degrees. We have an 80% chance of rain and thunderstorms. And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again Monday. Good night.
Hello. I'm Sandra F. Peaches, Executive Director of Prince George's Community Television. I'm reaching out today with an urgent message. CTV needs your help. The county's current proposed budget is about to silence your voice. The proposed budget presented to the County Council calls for the closing of PGCTV in the upcoming fiscal year. For more than 40 years, Prince George's Community Television has been your independent voice in the community, providing essential news related to county events, the people, and services. Most importantly, our volunteer public access producers create hundreds of hours of programming each year. The programming that tells the stories of people in Prince George's County. We connect residents to critical information, provide a voice for underrepresented communities, and help to foster a deeper sense of connection within the diverse communities residing in our county and state. We're known as a hub for career development, having provided invaluable internships and volunteer opportunities for hundreds of young people, helping them build futures in broadcasting and film. Our success stories are both in front of and behind the lens at every local network in the DMV and countless others throughout the United States. If we lose Prince George's Community Television, we not only lose a place for hands-on learning, but also the voice and connection that helps our community be informed and united. This is your station. Do not let your voice be silenced. Please contact the Prince George's County Council. Ask that PGCTV, the voice of the county, be saved and fully funded. Together, we can make a difference.